We're making almost 5 times our money on a brand new clothing brand in the last 30 days. Let me show you the numbers real quick so that you actually believe me and the rest of this video actually makes sense. Let's go over here to Shopify. Okay, so we're over here on Shopify. As you can see here, the brand, the last 30 days, it's actually done $14,000. We'll probably maybe change the title, I don't know. But $14,000. In the previous period, as you can see here for March, there was, okay, $0. So brand new store, okay? Last 30 days, let's do that. I've actually done $14,000 in sales, 5,000 people to the site, average order value, 290.65 USD at almost a 1% conversion rate. Now, if you've watched any of our videos, you know we want a 1.5. We're improving that. Returning customer rate is 9%. Not too bad for a brand that's getting that kind of average order value. So let's jump into the specific. And in this video, I'm gonna show you the secret formula to making the numbers just like this, the ads we have been running that have brought in the most amount of money, and the numbers behind the profit so that you can copy every single thing for yourself. And yes, I will show you the numbers, and not just the ones inside of Facebook that are inflated. I want to show you inside of Triple Whale, which are the actual numbers, the actual return, so that you can get some truth on here, right? Is this actually making money at $14,000 per month? Getting your ads locked into the right audience will almost always turn your business into a money printing machine. Let me show you the ads that are currently running and the psychology behind why they are working. But before we get into the ads, I think you should know who I am besides potentially a random person on the internet. Hello, my name is Aaron. I'm one of the co-founders here at Bit Branding, and we've generated over $120 million in revenue and have helped over 250 clothing brands in the last year alone. We've created this content to help clothing brands and boutiques achieve their entrepreneurial goals. We drop 2 new videos every single week, and we've been doing this for 4 years straight. I would appreciate it if you would just like and subscribe. Just hit that button so you don't miss out on any of the latest trends for clothing brands. If you do it in the next 5 seconds, I will show you a video of some dancing lobsters. Shout out to the 90s kids, that's an Easter egg for some other videos. As you can see here, we have one campaign. It's labeled as the top of the funnel sales. It's number 1 because we're going after a new audience. We're spending about $200 a day. This started, just so you guys know, at like $50 a day, and we scaled it up to $200. Our goal is to spend like $2,000 in the next 30 to 60 days per day. Okay, so it's a 7-day, 7-day click, 1-day view. The ad set is very simple. We're going broad, 18 plus, because it's a brand new audience. We had no clue who the audience was. We did in the sense that we knew who the audience was for the content, but the age had no clue. Okay, it's a brand new company, so we left it wide open, and we will eventually kind of narrow it down. But the main thing we turned on here was the dynamic creative to do our testing strategy. And then as you can scroll here, it says, oh, if we used Advantage Plus audience, we could get 33% lower cost per audience. As we continue to test this, I'll tell you guys whether or not it's actually accurate or not. 18 to 65, we're going after women, okay? So it's age, gender, location. We went very broad, very open, 131 million people we went after. What a lot of people don't realize is that, and this is the client, so they are an established brand in another country that doesn't sell online. And then they came to the US market, have never sold online at all. Nobody's ever heard of them here, but there, they said, oh, our audience is 28 to like 37, 40 years old. We left it wide open, and they're like, hey, you're running ads to 64-year-olds, 65-year-olds, and they're getting a lot of our spend. And we're like, yeah, we're testing out that audience. And they're like, are you sure? We're like, let us just test and figure out. If not, then we'll change things up. And we did. But one major thing actually happened is that 90% of the sales that I showed you guys earlier, they all came from about 63, 64-year-old, like in that age range. They actually showed older. So never make an assumption here. All right, so going back to the setup here, like I said, it's dynamic creative testing. It's really the solution here. What's gonna allow you to do though, is it allows us to create multiple ads inside of one. So it's like campaign level, ad set level, targeting a lot of the features of dynamic creative, and then the ad level, instead of doing multiple post IDs, we're actually gonna do dynamic creative, which allows it to be one ad, but create essentially 12 different types of ads the way that we set it up. So 3 to 4 pieces of creative. So right now we have 3 images, very similar. All we're testing at this point is just different outfits. Okay, so which type of the outfits are actually going on. And this is not what I would normally do. However, it did work well, and it's their spring collection. So they're showing different products here. We have a simple, clean, black or gray background introducing the brand. You'll see here, very simply, that introducing the brand name is very, very important. It helps us to kind of tell Facebook or Meta rather to go after a new audience. Headlines, spring 2024, vibrant. We're getting ready to launch our summer 1, and then we're gonna do a summer 2, just so you guys have some context behind it. And then we have 2 headlines and then 2 preview lines. Where are they at here? If I could scroll up. So 2 preview lines, both of them are very much a top of the funnel feel, and then 2 headlines, all going to the one collection page. And then there's not anything in here as far as the tracking. We do have a UTM tracking code for Triple Well. I'm gonna show you here in a second. But very simple. You're like, what the heck? How do these make money? Well, it makes money because we've been letting it run for a while. Got 20 purchases, 8 and 6, $79 cost per purchase. Like, that's kind of high. Well, the price point for this product is not cheap. We probably could get it for a lot less. Frequency, let me see here. It's also probably not, it's a 2.6 in the last 30 days, not bad. Let's see, last 7. 2 point. Cost to reach 1,000 people, $51. A little bit higher than what most people are paying. Most of the brands we work with are like 17, $18. But again, this is a higher price point. And I'll tell you a little bit more about that here in a second, but that's really the setup. I'm also gonna show you the exact formula that we use to make sure we get not only consistent results, but a system that you can do to make this testing done correctly. So I'll talk to you about that here right now. So let me pull this up. I'm not gonna share this whole document here. You'll have to comment the word content scaling strategy and you can find this out. Everybody in our OSO member program has access to this document and the video that explains it. I will not share the video with you, but I will give you the document that you can follow along for yourself. But this talks about the topics, the offer that you need to do. It also gets into the specifics of your testing. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 weeks out of testing that needs to be done every single week so that you can follow the same exact framework here as well. So if you want that, all you need to do is comment the word scaling down below and I'll get that to you. It's absolutely free. Like I said, the only thing you won't get with this is the video that breaks down the specific details because that is for program members only. But I do want to make sure that we share some love here with our YouTube audience as well. A phrase I hear a lot, which is somewhat true, but also has some flawed thinking. Most of the time when an ad isn't working, it has nothing to do with the ad and everything to do with everything else leading up to it. And I'll share with you our ad formula to guarantee you are in the much better position to win auctions and generate a ton of revenue online. This is very simple, easy to understand, I feel like, and then more importantly, I think it's something that you can follow very, very well. So number 1, research. Who is your audience? Spend time on the research. I want you to look at competitors. I want you to look at other brands. I want you to Google yourself. I want you to look at the very specific details. I want you to go into the messaging behind those people. Are they just posting emojis or are they actually talking to their audience on a different level? Look at their stories. And when I say competitors, I want people who are within your range. And I mean, like if you have 1,000 followers, going after the 5, 10, 20,000, that's fine. But the 100, 200 million, those aren't competitors. If somebody wouldn't look at you and say that's a competitor, then they're probably not a competitor. Focus on that part of it. Your content creation. A very big part of this is gonna be your content creation. All right, so your content creation, and I talked about that just a second ago with our scaling strategy for content. But basically, the ones to lead with, in my opinion, are kind of the us versus them. Grab a hold of bigger brands and say, what is it like for us versus them? Or a this versus that. So this is the way that people used to wear their clothes. That is a much better way to do so. So this versus that, us versus them. Again, explaining that, explaining how you are different. Now this next one is extremely, extremely important. Now this brand, the reason that they were able to hit the numbers that they were is because we have profit. So many of you guys are doing print on demand. So many of you guys are doing like businesses that have very low margins. It's very hard to scale. I have no problem with print on demand, but print on demand, in my opinion, is about more than anything, is about proving a concept. Then you need to create a relationship with a manufacturer. You need to do some cut and sew. You need to buy a DDG printer. You need to do some heat press, something, so you can get profit back in your business. Print on demand with Facebook ads, they do not work as well. Some of you guys may say, oh, it works, absolutely. Trust me, if you have the capital to make print on demand work, it is so much more profitable for you to find a manufacturer. We have a program member, he was spending $5,000, then went up to 30, 50, I think he's doing like $75,000 a month in spend alone now for print on demand, but wasting so much of his profit. And so many people were not coming back to buy because the customer experience from the print on demand side didn't work. Don't get me wrong, I'm all for making money before I spend it. And so I think it's a good time and place. But once you get to the $3,000, $5,000, $6,000 per month, let's start to get profit back in our business. You start to run the numbers on yourself. So profit. And the other one to make these ads work is actually not even anything part of it. It's actually pillar 3 of our Ecom Accelerator process. And for those who do not know, so our Ecom Accelerator process, it has 5 main parts. Number 1 is your website. Number 2 is traffic. Number 3, which we're gonna talk about here, is email and SMS. That's your profit side. Number 3 is the profit in the business, but it's the profit that's done on the front end, and then there's profit that's done on the back end, which is email, SMS, postcards, and a tool called like retention. The 4th pillar, just to give you some insight, is customer experience, and the 5th pillar is brand building, where other people create content for you, ambassadors, affiliates, UGC, all of those types of things that are related where the business is built, where other people are creating content for you. To have a successful ad, to have a successful business, you want to hit on those areas. If you don't have research done, if you do not have the right messaging, if you do not have good content, if you don't have profit, if you do not have back-end profit set up, it's very difficult to grow. It's very difficult to make this ad work. If you don't enjoy the numbers in your business, find someone who does. Understanding your numbers will allow you to crush the competition and give yourself a lot of peace of mind. One thing that we say here all of the time is the person who can spend the most will always win. The person who can spend the most to acquire the customer will always win. And if you know your numbers, then you're able to do that. Some people make decisions based off of emotion versus actual data. And so those people run into a little bit of issues with ads. Let me show you every single number behind the scenes so that you can copy for your own brand. Hold up 1 second before we get into this. I just want to say that if you are a clothing brand owner and want to jump into the specifics of your brand and how to grow profitably online, you can schedule a free 45-minute strategy session with us. There are limited spots, so go find a time now by checking out the link in the description down below. There are limited spots, like I said, so we'll see you on the other side. So numbers over here. The real numbers, the only numbers that matter to me are actually inside of Triple Whale. So let's go ahead here and I will pull this up. This is the last 30 days, true behind the scenes. What has this business actually done? Okay, so new customer acquisition, $70 to acquire a customer. New customer return on ad spend means we spend $1, we make $4. Very happy with that. Return on ad spend, we spend $1, we make 4.72. Which that means is that people are only buying 1 time. It's a brand new business. It's only 30 days. People aren't coming back to buy a second time yet. Our email and SMS is coming into play. We made $14,000. We spent $3,000 in spend. Some of you guys are spending that, if not more. Some are spending a little bit less, but roughly $100. You saw previously that we've upped it to about $200 now. And I'll keep giving you guys progress updates. MER, it tells you too. What's cool about Triple Whale is like, so it says marketing efficiency ratio. Basically, percentage of the sales spent on ads, blended ad spend, or order revenue times 100. Basically, what percentage of the marketing is the cost for the business? Net profit, $4,963. Again, we're not factoring in like paying for us. We're not factoring in like other like fixed costs like Klaviyo, but everything else is accounted for here. In this first month at $14,000, we are very, very close to breaking even on everything. Paying for ads, paying for marketing agency, paying for all the overhead, paying for all of the cost of goods. We're almost at break even at day 30. And I think that's a very good spot to be in. It's a very good spot for a brand new company as well. So by month 2, 3, 5, 6, I'll give you guys an update of where we're at. Facebook believes we're at a 2.8, meaning that we spent $1, made $2.84, 2.84 back. And we're actually, or $2.84, sorry. We spend $1, make $2.84. We're actually at $2.38. That is above our profit range. Every business is different, by the way. ROAS honestly doesn't matter. I show you guys because people ask for it, but it's only a small factor in the business. But for us, ad-wise, we need to be at about a 1.37 return on ad spend to break even. So we're above profitability there. Not profitability for the company because there's other costs. And so many people go into like a vacuum of what actually works here. But we made $7,000 off of Facebook. We made $4,000 organically, which means that really they saw our ads probably and then got attributed to organic. And then we made $800 off of our small email list right now. We're not doing any SMS yet. We are collecting SMS, but we have not done it yet. The math and the money doesn't necessarily make sense to add it just yet. Conversion rate can be improved. We're at a 0.85. In the last 7 days, we're actually like a 0.91. So we're getting better there. Sessions, people love the products. The products are in stock. So we have profit. The products are actually in stock. It's relevant to the audience. Bounce rate's 53%. I'd love it to be below 50%. Pages per session is good. For an e-commerce store, I really want 3 to 4 pages per visit. New users, mostly everybody, right? 96%. 3% add to cart. I want to be between 4 to 6%, just so you guys know that visitors to the actual site. These are the actual numbers behind the brand. If there's something I missed here, just let me know. I'm happy to explain a little bit more about these for you guys, but I want to share a little bit, like I said, of behind the scenes as well. Now, having the right formula can save you not only time, but make you a ton of money. Now that you know how to start and the numbers behind a brand new business, some things that you're striving for, this is all possible with the right formula. And I created a video on exactly how to do that. Go watch that video right here next. All right, y'all, have a great rest of your day. I will see you next time. And P.S., please make sure you subscribe.